Okay, hey guys, I'm back. This is my second video for today. Liam's still sleeping. It's right here. So I'm just going to do like a little postpartum update. Okay, so I took down some notes. I guess I'll just start from when we were at the hospital. So once I moved to the recovery room, things were going really good. I was recovering really well. I had very little swelling. Like, of course I had swelling, but it wasn't a lot of swelling. I didn't have like any, tears or rips when they, pulled Liam out with the vacuum, which is great because, I didn't want any rips or, tears or whatever. So I had my body responded really good to labor. They really didn't have like too many concerns for me. So we were released, like 3 days after he was born. We came home. He was circumcised the day that we were released. So they were just like, well, if he doesn't pee, it's a concern. So when we got home, like he had pee after he was circumcised, we were still at the hospital. So we get home, of course, we're up all night with him, feeding on and off and everything. And he was sleeping a lot. I was only nursing him. I didn't have a breast pump. Well, I had a breast pump. My sister gave me her Medela breast pump, or let me borrow her Medela, but I didn't have like the pieces boiled or anything like that. I didn't have tubing for it. And I was going to get a free breast pump through my medical insurance, but they don't give it to you until like 6 weeks postpartum because they want you to breastfeed, they want you to nurse your baby like that. So, I'm trying to nurse him and everything. He's really fussy and cranky. And so, like, the next day, we're noticing, like, okay, he really hasn't peed or had a bowel movement. So we called a doctor, and they're like, okay, when did you leave the hospital? No wet diapers, no BM diapers, bring him in. So we bring him in. It was like, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock. It was, going into the evening. The sun was setting. So my parents, one of my sisters met us up there at the hospital, and so they weighed him. He went from like 6'3". He lost some weight before we left the hospital, but when they weighed him, he was like, I guess 4 days old, or maybe, yeah, he was 4 days old because the next day he had his 5-day checkup. And when they weighed him, he had went down to like 5'7". So he went from 6'3" to 5'7". And he just looked so small and everything. So the lady, was showing me how to breastfeed him and everything. And I got him to latch on, and he was drinking. So the doctor came in. She was like, okay, take off his clothes. So I laid him up, and I started to take off his clothes. And he just starts peeing everywhere. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you haven't done that in like a day and a half. And when we bring you to the hospital because you won't pee, and now you pee all over everybody. So it was really cute. So he just wasn't getting enough milk, so the lady showed me how to latch him on. But it was very, very painful how she showed me. So anyway, next day he had his 5-day checkup, and we had the best nurse, and she was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. You're going to get a breast pump today. So she did whatever. She called whoever, and I got my breast pump that day. They supplied me with the Amida double electrical pump. And that same day, before we even went to his doctor's appointment, I went online and I got the tubing for the Medela pump because I said I'm going to start pumping today. So I got the tubing for the Medela pump, and I got it same day shipping. I said no overnight, no. Like, I want it to come today, and I paid like $5 extra. I got it from Amazon. So and then the next day he had lost like another ounce. He had went down to 5'6". He looked so small. He couldn't fit none of his newborn clothes. Like, everything was too big, and we barely got newborn. Like 90% of his wardrobe is like 0 to 3 months or 3 months and older. So it was just like, I felt sad because I'm like, my baby can't fit any of his clothes. And so on top of all of that with Liam, I came down with the worst upper respiratory viral infection, aka a cold. I had the common cold, and I was so sick. I was coughing, I was sneezing, I had mucus, I had a runny nose, I had a stuffy nose, I had sinus pressure, I had a headache, I couldn't hear. My voice sounds so deep, so raspy, like I was sick. And you know, I was scared to even handle him because I'm like, you know, he's less than a week old. I feel horrible. I don't want my baby to have my germs. You know, I'm coughing uncontrollably. You know, it was bad. I was so emotional because, you know, my hormones was going up and down. So it was a lot going on. So he and I was back and forth at the doctor when he was 4 days old and 5 days old. You know, he and I both had appointments. For me, it was nothing that they really could do for me except tell me to get rest, which is hard when you have a newborn. You know, drink your fluids. You know, they told me I could take Claritin, which I did. I was taking ibuprofen and, you know, just some other, like, Tylenol. And I think, you know, like, that was basically it. Like, for me, I got over my cold probably, like, it took me, like, I don't know, 10 days. It was longer than a week. So, finally got over my cold, and Liam never got my cold. I started pumping when he was 5 days old, and I started producing a lot of milk. I did have to supplement him with formula. I think, you know, like, he would have, like, he would probably eat, I don't know, like, they say they're supposed to eat 8 to 12 times a day. So he would eat in that window, and he would probably eat 2 formula bottles. And out of those 8 to 10 times, or 8 to 12 times, he would probably do formula twice. So when I went to his 2-week checkup appointment, when we took him to the doctor, we just made a formula bottle because I didn't want to bring breast milk out the house because I'm like, how do we warm it? You know, everything. So now we do. We just bring it on ice and then we run it under hot water. But of course we learned our new parents. We didn't think of that. So we would just bring formula and just, you know, the pre-made or the powder, and we would make it when he was hungry. It's his room temperature. So anyway, so I was doing that, and you know, the doctor just really encouraged me to see a lactation specialist. So when he was 2 weeks old, we went to the lactation specialist, and she gave me, well, I purchased a nipple shield for $7, just the Medela nipple shield, and she showed me how to latch him on, and he nursed for like 30 minutes, or maybe 20 minutes, and she weighed him before he nursed and weighed him after. He gained 2 ounces, and after he nursed, he weighed like a little over 7 pounds. So I just felt so good that my baby's gaining weight. You know, he had gained, at his 2-week checkup, he had gained his birth weight back plus some more. I think he was like 6'8" at his 2-week checkup. And so then, of course, he was over 7 pounds like 2-3 days later when we went to the lactation specialist. He gained a couple more ounces. And he's just been thriving. That day when we went to his 2-week checkup, that was the last day he had formula. So he is, you know, a month old, 1 month and 1 day old, and he has had breast milk every single day, and I feel very, you know, blessed to be able to say that he's had breast milk every single day. And I don't really put him on the boob anymore, even though I got the nipple shield. She showed me how to do it. It was just a lot for me, and like, I would nurse him, and it would be, you know, slightly painful. I would nurse him for like 25 minutes on one side and 15 minutes on the other boob, and, you know, burp him. He'd fall asleep, and he would wake up like 10-15 minutes later, and he would act hungry again, and we would feed him a bottle of breast milk that was like 2.5 ounces, and usually he'll drink 2.5 ounces of breast milk. So it's just like, why am I nursing you? Why am I going through pain, hurting my nipples, and you're still wanting a bottle after I nursed you for like a half an hour? So I just decided to exclusively pump. I started exclusively pumping at like 3 weeks. So I've been doing it for a little over 2 weeks, I don't know. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, it feels like, exclusively pumping. Like, if he's crying and Larry's warming up the bottle, like, I'll try to put him on the boob, but he's, like, screaming. He don't want nothing to do with it. He just wants his bottle. So, that's fine with me. It is, you know, it's work, but I'm already into a pretty good routine, so I don't mind it. If you guys want more info on exclusively pumping, let me know, but I'm still learning as I go, so. Just some other info that I wrote down. I gained about 30 pounds my entire pregnancy. As of, I think, Monday, I lost 15 pounds. So, you know, it was just like, I want to lose more weight. Of course, I haven't exercised or did anything. I feel like a huge part of why I lost the 15 pounds is because I have been pumping or making milk for him, because of course that burns calories, and like after I pump I get so hungry, so I'm like, wow. So I'm gonna continue to pump. My goal is to feed him breast milk until he is 1 year old, so I want to go for 12 months, and of course once I'm 6 weeks post, I'm gonna do like more. We took Liam out on a walk, but I want to do more walking, more lightweight exercise, and try to get off the rest of the 15 pounds that I gained, and then of course even more weight. I went to my cardiologist when I was 11 weeks postpartum, or 11 days after I had Liam. Everything looked great with my heart. Thank God. Thank you guys for your prayers, your love, your support, positivity. My heart looks great. My doctor told me I had nothing to worry about because I had so much anxiety after I gave birth. So, but everything looks great with my heart. Liam is like very alert. Like, he's knocked out right now, but he never, like, he sleeps, but he's so alert. He wants to be up. He wants to look around, and he's just like, he's a really good baby. He only really cries like when he's hungry or when he's sleepy and he needs to be rocked to sleep. But other than that, he's just really chill. We don't really take him out that much, you know, other than doctor's appointments or, you know, here or there. Like, Larry's back at work. He was off for 3 weeks. I'm off work for 3 months. So, you know, now that Larry's back at work, you know, I'm just, you know, really in the house all day. He gets his shots, his first round of shots, when he's 2 months old. So he got about 4 weeks to go for that. So I'll probably, you know, of course, take him out more when he has his shots, when he's a little older and bigger. And I guess when it's easier for me, because I'm still like getting the hang of thing. Like, today is probably the second day I had Liam all by myself. Like, Larry was here in the morning time, but you know, when he's left for work, when he's gone for 8 hours, this is the second day I did it. Like, usually my mom comes over, she does a half day of work, and she'll come over and, you know, cook, wash bottles, watch Liam while I take a shower, do whatever. Or my older sisters will come, whatever. But this is like the second day I did it, and he's good, you know. So so that's it of Liam's and my postpartum update. You know, no more baby bump, guys, to show you at the end of the video. If you guys want to get a glimpse of Liam, check out my my labor and delivery story. You guys can see him right here. He's sleeping. I'll go ahead and pick him up. Oh, come on. So this is baby Liam. I showed him in the last video too. The last time he was weighed was when he was 2 weeks ago, and he was 7 pounds. So I don't know. We're guessing like he's going on 9 pounds or something like that. He's very greedy. He loves his mommy's milk. He's drinking about right under 3 ounces now. So I think I don't know how much he'll drink in a day. I need to look at my feeding chart. But I write down in my notepad every time he eats and every time I pump, how much and what time. So I've been doing that since he's been home from the hospital. Because, you know, every time you talk to a nurse or the doctor, they would ask you. So I just got into the habit of writing it down. And then it's good for me to track, you know, when the last time he ate and how much he ate, when the last time I pumped and how much I pumped. So I think on average, the most I've been pumping is around 28 ounces of milk. And so I'm able to, like, have, you know, bottles full in the refrigerator ready for him to drink and everything. So, alright guys, that's it. Slim, sleeping. This is his head full of hair. We washed his hair last night. Gave him a bath last night, so. Thank you guys again for your love, your support, your well wishes, and your prayers. I love you guys, and stay tuned for more videos. Say bye, Liam.